take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is what I'm pursuing in my life something that actually gives me joy and fulfillment, or is it something that is draining me? Am I pushing myself all the time? Pushing myself to work hard, applying discipline. I'm not being pulled or called towards something. I just have to work really hard all the time, because once I achieve this or that, once I accumulate enough money so I can buy that thing, then I can be happy. Then I'll feel good. If then living, right? Bought into this idea that there's something out there that's going to fix us or going to give us this fulfillment, when really it's the activity itself that's supposed to be paying dividends and making you feel happy and charging you up with energy. Otherwise, you're probably playing the wrong game. And because we are told that we should go after this because of status and, wealth and freedom and being able to have whatever we want, but what is it that you really want? What is it that makes you feel alive? What is it that lights you up? You see, I want you to have the experience of that spark in your eye, really living life, really being engaged with what you're doing day to day, not existing, surviving, or working hard and hustling. Because this ideal, and generally the idealization of work and results and growth and progress and how much money you're making or how attractive the partner you are with, the status, this game of trying to prove something isn't actually going to lead to anything meaningful. Deep, meaningful relationships are rewarding, not fleeting ones that don't really give you any sense of connection. Real work that actually makes you feel proud of yourself, not printing money. Printing money and having the financial freedom so that you can do anything that you want is another way to disguise and cover up for that what we really need is fulfilling work, is to contribute, is to make a difference in people's lives with our unique gifts, our talents, what we have to bring to the table, the things that we are excited about. So you have this innate gift, this ability, this special something in you. And instead of tapping into that, we get taught to build skills that we don't really care about. But if you don't care about you, and if you don't care about how you feel and how much fulfillment you really feel, then who else will? Who else is responsible? Other people mostly want to see you succeed so that they can feel good about themselves, or so that they can brag to the people around them about you, or there's something in it for them, right? And it's not to say that they don't wish you well, but why? And what's the intent? And some people genuinely love you. Of course, there is such thing as unconditional love, and those relationships are the best ones. But generally speaking, ask yourself, why am I really trying so hard? Why am I pushing myself? And what am I getting out of it that's so rewarding? Because if you have to push yourself, then the whole thing is flawed from the foundation on up. The core is rotten, and so no matter what we build on top, no matter how pretty it looks, it all comes falling down on a sense of lack, this feeling of not being enough, not being good enough, maybe imposter syndrome, right? But that's not the right sense of self. That's not your best self. Your best self rises above all of that and finds joy moment to moment. In this present moment, are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you enough? Because you are. And if you believe that you're not, then you've tricked yourself, or somebody else has tricked you out of what's really true. Come back to core truth and core principles and realize that you are complete as you are. You don't need anything or anybody to validate you so that you can be enough. You don't have to work hard. You don't have to be wealthy. You don't have to be loved. You can just exist and find fulfillment and happiness in emptiness, in space, in just pure presence. And it's there anytime you want. It's accessible. Then you can ask yourself from there, what do I really want? What do I like doing? And who do I like being around? It's that simple. The more you feed into those trains of thought, the easier it becomes for you to treat yourself well. And what I really urge you to do is to treat yourself well consistently, because then you raise your self-esteem. It feels like you can do anything because you really pretty much can. And although most people are great at telling a story about who is holding them back and what person they can blame about why they are where they are and why they should be much further ahead if it wasn't for this and if it wasn't for that, in reality, it all comes back to you. And that's the beauty of it, that you can take responsibility because you have that much influence and power over how you think and over how you feel. In any moment, you can decide that the state that you are in is not the one that you want to be in anymore. For example, I was riddled with anxiety and depression, and I thought this is just the way it is, and this is how I am, and this is how I feel all the time. But then I decided I didn't want to feel like that anymore. And then I learned how to feel the way that I wanted to feel, in state, happy, full of joy, enjoying my life. And yes, it's a process and it doesn't happen overnight. But it happens quicker than you think. Any gap that you want to close, any shift that you want to make in yourself, it's right around the corner from you being intent and applying yourself. Not hard work, passionate work, enjoyment of growing your character, of improving yourself. You decide at any time who you want to be and how you want to show up, most definitely who you want to become. And the more you put your attention on that, the bigger it grows, the more clarity you have, the more leverage you get, and the less you buy into all these weird ideas about things that should make you happy or that somehow resemble success. Success is only as you define it. So define it. What does a good day look like to you? What does a good week look like? What about a month? And how about a whole amazing year? The best year of your life. What would that consist of? And why not this year? Why not right now? And if you want my help, personal support, coaching, and guidance week over week to make sure that you're performing at your absolute best consistently, then I invite you to jump over to erafael.com. Link is in the description. Over there, you can book a call with me directly. We'll talk and see if it's a good fit. If so, I can't wait to work with you. Again, if you want to book the call, erafael.com. Link is in the description. As always, I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will catch you on the next one.